And we're live. Welcome everyone to episode 3 of Flow State. I'm Aayush. I'm the founder CEO of Youanai, and I'm joined by my brother here. I am today. He's a marketing strategy product engineer at Youanai. Helps us with both kind of strategizing with the product, but also day to day, he kind of helps us around marketing our own product. Our own product is in the marketing space, but we also got to market a product that's about marketing, right? So it's a fun little loop that we're in.
So you need
But
a
yeah,
guy
we use
to
our own product to market it too. Sorry, what was that?
you need a marketing guy to market a product that's about marketing.
Exactly. It comes down to that.
Yeah.
Now, today, I was thinking we're going to try something a little different for us, but something that, I'm sure you've seen around the internet and everything. First of all, you might have noticed that I got a new mic here. We're going all in. So this is going to be a thing. You're going to keep seeing us every week, at least once per week. We're going to be talking about AI, about, marketing, about just, whatever the most important news is, that week, I guess. And yeah, kind of just talk about different thoughts and, developments on AI marketing, how things change for businesses. And yeah, like trying to all figure it out together as we go in this journey.
Yep. So what's up with AI so far?
Wow. I think there's been a lot this week actually with AI. Okay, man, where do I even begin, right? So the one thing that's on top of my head is like Claude announced and released a system card for their new class of models. So it's not even Opus 4.7 or anything like that. It's like a whole new level of model, I guess. How there's like Sonnet, Haiku, Opus is at the top currently. Now there's going to be a model that's even better than Opus, and they're calling it Mythos. Now, apparently it's so good at like cybersecurity and like hacking and stuff like that that they couldn't even release the model publicly yet. So what they're doing is like doing this like Project Glasswing, where they along with like NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft, Google, whatever, like the companies that are running some of the biggest infrastructures of the world, like basically Mythos found vulnerabilities, 0-day vulnerabilities, meaning like never before found vulnerabilities, like 20 years old or like 27 years old or things like that, where humans basically just never knew that was there. And then AI is coming up with these vulnerabilities and then like, doing complicated, sophisticated hacks and just while they're testing it. So, just to speak of the capability, like basically it found, these vulnerabilities in pretty much all of the major operating systems, meaning Mac OS, Windows, Linux, whatever, right? And like all the new browsers. So basically what it means to secure your app or your system is going to be different now. Like basically, it's almost like if humans write your code now, that's even worse than like having AI do all of it. So we're past that point now, it almost feels weird to say it out loud, but wow, what a crazy ride it's been,
It's like now why do you carpent when you can have like these robots like creating these like big ass furniture, right? Why does one even need to like learn the fine arts of like using a scalpel? It's like why does one need to learn how to code similarly? Like
Yeah.
it's just a form of art now. It isn't even relevant. Like I've seen no one that codes, bro. literally.
Right, exactly. And but I feel like code was always a means to an end though, you know? Like
Yeah.
nobody, or maybe there were, like maybe nobody is like a strong word, but most people wrote code to at the end have built something or like, you know, do something with the code, you know?
Yeah.
And nobody just wrote code for the sake of code. So I
Yeah.
think the way of doing or achieving like a software or like whatever, you know, and uh is changing, but then like
Mm.
now it's almost, as you said, like it's art, you know. But it was always art, it was just hard to like kind of build for
Yeah.
everyone,
Yeah.
uh
Yeah.
unless you
I
kind of
agree.
made it your job in your life to do it. But now, like, you know, it's, yeah, like everyone's going to be able to like build different things, and that means like amazing things for businesses. They're going to be able to finally have like custom software. Even like uh smallest of businesses are going to be able to create custom pieces of software that kind of specifically does what they need to do, you know. um, Versus like that was impossible. Only Amazons and Googles of the world could build custom software to kind of help them accelerate their business, you know. But
Is
now,
software a commodity now? Is
exactly,
software a
like,
commodity?
yeah, you just talk to the computer and the computer does it for you. And that unlock, I think, is, I mean, huge. And you know, I know people debate like, uh, is AGI here? And I'm kind of going back to that question, like, is AGI here or is it coming? Like, a lot of people are starting to now say like AGI is already here. Mark Andreessen recently said it. Jensen Huang, of CEO of Nvidia, recently said it. And I mean, it's not about what one person says, but I think like what that shows is like it's it's crossing a threshold for most people that, you know, it's doing things that most people, or if any, can do. You know, like it's finding bugs that no one has found for 27, 30 years. You know, it's building things in minutes what would take like, you know, days or weeks to plan and then execute for teams. And what it means, and not just in coding, you know, we've seen it, we use it for, you know, non-coding things where like, it's helping us with marketing, it's helping us with hiring people, it's helping us send out like these emails, it's helping us, you know, in so many different ways. And you know, what we've been able to achieve wouldn't be possible even like a year or a couple years ago, uh, without like a big team of people, you know. So where we've come has been, I mean, what a ride, I guess. That's how I kind of began this whole segment. What a ride. Yeah, anything you want to add to that?
I mean, it's so crazy right now. Like all the softwares that have been ever made so far, right? All that
Mm-hmm.
human hour, like to like, I feel like the quality of software, that whole game is just burned out. Like people just can create new ones on the fly, and like coming future pretty soon. Like what would you even, what would they even sell? You can just create it, you know?
Yeah.
What would you
Yeah, I
sell?
mean, that's a good question. I mean, one, don't think we have a clear answer to yet. Like what businesses are going to look like, you know, in overall, like if you kind of zoom out, what are you going to sell is a good question, because what it means to run a business, I think, is changing, as is like, you know, what it means to be in a society. Like the whole contract for what it means to be human, I think, is changing really rapidly in front of our very eyes. And I think maybe it's always been like this. Maybe it's always been this way where, you know, things keep changing, but um, certainly this time it feels like it's even faster than the last time.
This
Um,
might be the like going when people look back at history, is one of those moments where they like put a timeline on this is when humans discovered fire, and this is
right.
when like
This is
we
when
have
AI
AI.
was discovered,
Yeah,
right?
this
Yeah, it's,
yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, it's that big, you know, and I think we don't fully grasp it at the humanity level yet because, you know, we're kind of going through it right now. It's hard to kind of know what's going on when you're kind of going through it, but on hindsight, it's always clear, right? And I think, um, similarly, like, I think we're gonna look past this time, you know, these couple of years, um, and really look back and be like, wow, like, this is when things changed forever. Um, and yeah, it's definitely one of those, like, you know, discovering fire type of moment for our civilization. It feels like, um,
So with
and
all this in mind, like what type of product do you imagine being sold in the future economy where like this labor, having to think about things in the background, like what of course like the day-to-day necessity products, they're important. Like obviously they're not gonna go out. Like, but what do you think of like all these how would I put it?
like, how
These
is business going to
gimmicks.
change? What are you
Yeah.
going to even sell to
Yeah.
who? That's a good question. I mean, let's try to ponder on that. Okay. Like, okay, let's try to think through this. Um, you know, if you think about it, so I think one thing that's still, a scarcity is going to be human attention, assuming that, you know, like, um, you know, assuming humans are still going to be important, right? Human attention is always going to be limited. That's one thing that doesn't like scale, I guess, you know?
Mhm.
Everything else is going to be scalable, or like you can add more energy to get more intelligence.
So
Now,
what do
I
you
think,
imagine like get people bringing into that limited field of attention? What sort of
right.
products?
So I think being a human, I think society isn't going to change. The human society, at least the culture, isn't going to change as rapidly as
Technology?
technology does, you know? And we've already started seeing signs of that, right? Because like businesses are still mostly similar to how they were like when ChatGPT first came out in 2022 now. And it's been like,
Exactly.
what, 4 years or at least 3.5 or 3+ years, right? So in that time, society has changed only a little. The technology has changed quite dramatically. Like, you know, we went from ChatGPT 3.5 to now like, 5.4 has been, it's like not even in the same league. Like, it's, you know, like what it can do,
Mhm.
like it can work for hours, like a teammate, on
Mhm.
like a programming task or like a spreadsheet or PDF kind of
Yeah,
work, you know.
exactly. I
Um,
saw this one post on Twitter of like this Codex agent working for 7 full hours. Like it's like another employee.
right, exactly, exactly. And it doesn't stop there. That's the thing. Like, it's gonna be as good as an employee is today. One day it's gonna be as good as a company is to, and then
Yeah.
one day it's going to be as good as all of humanity combined. Like, you're going to be able to give it tasks that require a whole civilization to accomplish, and then it'll go ahead and do that.
Like
So
to
think
improve
about
itself.
that scale, you know.
To improve itself, give it a task to improve itself, just
Mm,
positive feedback loop and
yeah.
okay.
And what if it keeps going,
The
right? Now, like,
philosophers
AI is developing the next AI, you know, GPT-5.
that's the philosopher's stone
Yeah,
philosophy. I don't
that's
know.
called the singularity, you know, like that's when,
Yeah.
self recursion happens. Like, basically it's like on a self improvement loop. The next AI is built by
But
the
what
previous
started all
AI.
that?
Maybe that was the whole purpose of this universe or whatever, you know. Maybe it was all to build this like intelligence. Who
Why?
knows? I don't know.
Well, so imagine like a local business around your area, like a clinic or like a barber shop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something that's like, it fulfills the basic uh whatever needs we have, and like something that isn't like fully replaced by just computation floating out in the cloud. How would these sort of businesses benefit from AI?
So you're saying like pick a general business and tell me how AI is going to help a
Yeah.
business
Or
in the
like,
future or like
does it
now.
even require it? Does it even require it?
I mean, I think it can do with it. It's like, do you need a calculator to calculate everything? No, but would it help? Yes.
Mm.
I think it's like that. So, yeah, businesses have been running without AI for years and years, but is AI going to help? Absolutely. So, here's some things you can do today. One is it can help you build a website.
Yeah.
Kind of spread that word out. It can help you uh, build marketing. It can help you with social media. It can help you create content and put it up so that your community and people around you can talk about like promotions and whatever that's going on your business to kind of like be in touch with your customers and bring them in. It can help you run ads. It can help you hire people if you need to. It can
Mm.
help you like strategize on your business. Like what's next? Like what next? How do we grow from here? Like um, stuff like that. And pretty much,
Yeah.
I think the way to kind of look at it isn't like task specific, but think about it as like almost like I mean the best analogy is really think of it as a person. Think of it as an employee. Um,
Mm.
you can have people that are good at, different things like that. Some AIs are good at some things while others are good at others. And you can use these AIs to do things like program, things like write for you, things like create videos and images um, and now use your computer reliably to perform different actions. So if you think about it in these ways, it's not what few things can AI do to help a business. It's everything that you do to run a business is gonna be at least aided by AI
Mm.
at
So it's
some
like
point. It's like
you can,
using computers in a business.
yeah, you can
Every
divide
business
the
is going to
part
need
up. You
computers.
can divide like every one of those things you do in a business, and like somehow, somewhere in the gaps, AI can like make things quicker. And
Absolutely.
eventually, those gaps are gonna be filled out with AI, like literally.
Yeah.
Because like initially, I don't think like ChatGPT 3.5 was any better than, like, you couldn't use it for anything more than strategizing, right? Like just information
Totally.
gathering is like a cool Google Chrome, like Google, but now we have like, you can like leave it to like run browser tabs and like
Totally.
use websites, and using that you can hire people, you can post, you can find
Hmm.
people, make contacts. Like it's insane. Like you could have like a team, like a building full of people, like it is the similar analogy, right? Like having sub agents within Codex. Like it's like having a room full of employees just
Exactly.
hacking on a computer, and
Yeah.
that's
Now these
insane
agents
value.
have sub agents where, you can like just let them leave them with a task, and then they'll do like a team's worth of work.
Yeah.
Like, it's just amazing to see. I mean, what it means
imagine
to run a business definitely already changed. And
imagine having like a software company inside your laptop, like a production factory inside your laptop.
yeah,
Like, yeah.
exactly. And it's going to keep getting better. that's the crazy part about it. Like, it doesn't just stop here. You know, it's gonna get as good as a team. It's gonna get as good as a company, and then as good as a continent, as good as a country. You know, and what that's gonna mean is like you can ask AI to do things like go build, go find me a planet to like terraform, and then terraform it for me so that I can just go and like chill without wearing spacesuit or whatever, you know?
Mhm.
And it's going to be able to achieve things like that increasingly. So maybe it stops at some point. Maybe there's a ceiling, but we haven't really found that ceiling. And Moore's
Yeah.
law, if Moore's law is something to say, like scaling laws is probably going to be something like that,
Well,
where
it
we're going to keep finding like breakthroughs or whatever, but it's going to keep going.
but see, you like in the 16th century, right?
Hmm.
Imagine like I don't not even 16th century, like 2000 years ago, someone riding in a horse cart and they use
Yeah.
those wooden wheels. They're not perfectly circular, but throughout the years, people have like with advanced technology, geometry, they can
Hmm.
make the circle cleaner. It reduces friction. But how round can a circle get?
So
Like
you're
if it
saying
is
like
fully
how
round, then
better can it be? I mean, the answer is we don't know, you know? I mean,
it
that's a
doesn't
good
make a
question. It's
difference.
like,
Doesn't make
yeah,
a
it
difference
doesn't
if it's like
matter if it's
fully,
like
yeah,
much better than us. If it's like 100x Einstein, can we even tell like 1000x and 100x apart?
yeah.
Maybe not from our perspective. And that's the scary part, is like we don't know where this goes, you know? Maybe it gets so intelligent and it decides that it can like harness the entire universe. Maybe we don't know. Like,
And it's all
all the
backed by the,
possibilities is on the
yeah,
table.
yeah. And I would treat it like what it would do, what its intentions or like directions where it would take, because it is trained on human data. It will act like a human.
Yeah, I think it's shown ability to be calm, scared, afraid. Like, uh, Claude recently came out with a paper where they said like AI is starting to show emotion. I mean, well, basically saying something like they've been able to classify like groups of neurons, basically how our brain does. Like, you know, when you're sad, you light up, some part of your brain lights up. You know,
Mhm.
similarly, some pathways in their neural networks light up
Yeah.
when they're like, you know, when they're seemingly sad, when they're like, when their output is like, you know, afraid or under stress, like when you're like, hey Claude, keep doing it, like what the hell Claude, just do it, and then it starts getting more stressed out, and then, you
Mhm.
know, a certain neurons fire, like, you know, kind of like the brain.
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
but I mean, yeah, like imagine a human so powerful, but it's not even human. So it's not exactly a human. It doesn't exactly behave like a human. And maybe behaving like a human isn't great with that amount of power either, because I don't know if I would
Yeah.
trust like a human with that level of power either, you know, like something a
Yeah.
super intelligence could have, like being able to hack through everything, being able to like do anything that they please. So I mean, we don't know what the answer is going to be. I mean, I'm not trying to scare anyone away or anything like that, but we'll figure it out. I think there's a chance that there's that this could be risky, um, but I think we're gonna build it in a way and then catch things um, soon enough to
Yeah.
make sure nothing catastrophic happens.
I imagine in like the next 20 years,
Hmm.
15, 20 years, bro, like
Yeah.
I don't think we will have anything to do, honestly. Eat, sleep, and maybe even that we'll have a robot like come feed us. Have you seen the movie? What's it called? Wally? But it's
I
like,
mean, that's how it seems like to people that had to farm for a living. That's how it seems to people that had to hold lanterns, or go light lanterns at night on the street for a living. Like, imagine life 200 years ago, what they used to do for work versus what we do for work. It's super different. And people can say, like, that's work for you. You just sit at a desk. That's your work. Somebody from the past may very well say that. I mean, like, my grandparents would say that probably.
Mhm.
Like, our grandparents would say that.
Yeah.
And but I think it's going to be similar to where, like, what future humans do for work is going to look so, like, not really work like from our perspective, but I think they're still going to find ways to be valuable to each other. And I think, like, the drama of being a human continues. I don't think it just ends right there.
Mhm. I agree.
Yeah,
It's like the body still metabolizes, but now you have no effort towards it, or rather,
exactly.
in
Like,
that new
things get
environment, that
abstracted,
is
you
the
know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It gets
Yeah.
easier. It's just
It
we have
just
better
gets
tools
easier
now.
to hurt our feelings. It just gets easier to do something. At the end of the day, like, that's kind of what it boils down to, like, businesses and everything, like, um
Universal
are
basic
run by
income.
humans.
Imagine like intelligence is so like common, like it's
Mm-hmm.
flowing everywhere that everyone is so equal in that terms. Like even the most genius born people, they wouldn't stand any chance against someone like a little less bright, let's say, with an AI, right?
Mm-hmm.
And imagine both of them having the same ability to like produce the same outcome in the world because everything's so leveled.
Yeah.
And like it's like I think it levels the field out so much that universal basic income is like unavoidable at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to come in whatever shape or form that may be. I think universal basic income has to happen. I mean, it just seems like that's what's going to happen.
Maybe
That's what needs to happen. Because, I mean, yes, jobs are going to be affected. I mean, we've seen it, like, in our own company. Like, what we would need people to do, we don't really have people do anymore because AI can do it faster, better.
Mhm, mhm.
You know, we went through our first hiring that was completely end to end done by AI, codex basically. From writing the job description to then, like, finding candidates, posting it on LinkedIn, actually going to the website, clicking all the, like, buttons, uploading the whatever description and everything, to then, like, uh, sorting through all the resumes we got, um, ranking people based on our criteria, and then sending out first interview emails. And we're interviewing them this week. So, well, by the time you look at this, we will have probably already interviewed them. Um, but yeah, you know, it's doing HR work for us. It's
That's
doing
like
this,
eight
that,
hours of
like,
our 8 hours of our time on a
yeah, it
screen
would take
having
a
to
person to
fly.
fully dedicate a bunch of their time
Yeah.
to, like, do this.
Mhm.
It's a real work. And there's so many things. This is just one of the things that I just explained, but there's so many things that AI is already doing for us, and we see it. People are going to start seeing it more. Right now, it's kind of like setting it up and everything is still a little too technical for, like, the average Joe, let's say. But we know it gets easier. It always does, and somebody's going to make it easier. It's going to be ubiquitous. It's going to be everywhere, and we're going to and as a result of that, jobs are going to be affected for sure. Like, a lot of people are going to that means layoffs and things like that. I mean, it's already kind of happening, right? Like Oracle just laid off, I think, 20% of their um, like employees, which is like over 30,000 people. So everything, like all of those 30,000 people are out of jobs. Now, they're going to want to look for new jobs. That's the reason why like people that already don't have a job are also having a hard time finding jobs, because the people that had jobs with good experience and everything are also losing jobs. So for like a new grad or whatever to kind of get in right now to start their career, it's actually really interesting. Like the field right now is very difficult. um so yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be UBI is gonna have to be a thing, or something like OpenAI recently discussed, like put forward their ideas in terms of like this is what we should do maybe for the upcoming models, like and the job impact and everything. They said maybe we should open a public wealth fund that these AI companies put money in, and that gets distributed to everyone. Maybe that's a good idea. Yeah, like maybe these, like because AI is going to take away so many of the jobs. AI companies will add that, put that, seed that back into people. And maybe that makes sense, because I think AI is going to have such an impact that around, you know, around what people want, obviously. But I think AI economy is going to be almost bigger than like human economy, and what humans want compared to
Um,
what like the energy and resources required, and the economy of scale that runs for I think is going to be very different. And like humans isn't going to matter at some point in terms of like energy usage and everything like that.
I think the more this
Hmm.
happens, the more the people go Amish or something.
Damn, you think like we all go back to not really using
For the
technology?
fun of it, we can, but like, what's
I think
imagine
that's just going to be
for
like a hobby. I mean, it's already kind of like, some people choose to like, not have social media apps. Some people choose to not have phones. There are people like that. But
do you play Minecraft more in creative mode or in survival mode? Which have you played more?
I like to say survival mode.
You have played survival mode more, right? So
Yeah.
I would predict that even you would, you know, maybe
Go
despite
back.
being all this, yeah, despite being a super
Oh,
tech guy.
because
Yeah,
you think it's not going to end up being fun being in like creative mode, quote unquote,
yeah,
because we are going to
yeah,
have everything. I
yeah.
mean, maybe. I mean, that's a real possibility. Who knows? I mean, I could totally see it. And that's maybe the reason we're here in this world, because wherever we are, we have everything. Like, and we're just now in this simulation to kind of feel what it means to not have everything, and kind of feel that, I don't know, not knowingness. Does that make sense?
That's that's.
Okay, let's not get too philosophical here. But okay, I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, so, I think. Did you see the new Mythos model that didn't come out? I guess they announced it, but it didn't come out.
I've heard everything about it from you this whole morning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, that model is insane, because apparently it found vulnerabilities in all and every of the major platforms, operating systems, web browsers, whatever. Now, I mean, I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's going to be as jagged as other models were, which means like it's in some ways it's going to be superhuman. In other ways, it's going to be like, haha, you can't count the R's in strawberry or whatever, something like that.
yeah.
Um,
A little autistic, I feel like these
yeah, like,
models become.
do you think the models are a little autistic because it's made in San Francisco? Like that's kind of the personality of most people there.
Y-
Like, do you
y-
think that has a correlation there? Like,
I genuinely believe so. I actually
Yeah,
think that
I mean it could be.
because these people, the data they've trained there is like third person, just slicing the universe into causal chains, and that's like, you know, let's. You told me not to get too philosophical here. Like, do I complete this?
Yeah, no. But yeah, makes sense. I mean, maybe that the personality probably has something to do with it.
I think if they train it more on like phenomenology, is like just subjectivity as it is, instead of just like chunking it so much, then I feel like it will sound more human. I think Claude is more human than GPT. GPT is just a toaster, bro. Like literally.
Yeah, I mean, I think GPT models are really good at coding. That's been my
Yeah.
personal experience. But yeah, you're right. Like in terms of like just talking to them and like, learning more about things, I think Claude does a much better job at just like kind of keeping you engaged and like impressing you with like little details here and there, like you don't really get
Yeah.
that with GPT. GPT is kind of just textbook straightforward. It'll give you what the internet's saying. Claude kind of seems like it has a personality where it can like, sees what's on the internet, but then like it will give you a flavor of it
It
that's
has its own
distinctly Claude.
opinions.
Yeah,
It
it
has
has
its
its own
opinions.
opinions. I guess that's what it kind of boils down to.
Yeah.
It's good at having opinions better. Let's put it like that, Um
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah. GPT, that's why it feels more like bread, dry. Like
Yeah.
that's why I like using Claude for, writing stuff and like writing captions and stuff like that. Okay, it's
But
all just next token prediction, right? It's all just next token prediction, right? That's what people are saying, isn't it? It's all
yeah.
just predicting the next token, and here it is, like writing better code than any human has, and like
Yeah.
running companies and running
Yeah.
tasks that like it would take teams to do for weeks. Like, what's going on? Like, it's just predicting the next token though. There's nothing in there. Like, what?
Your question to Mele.
You froze, bro. What's going
Mele
on?
question to Mele question
Yeah,
too.
what are you
Hey,
thinking?
what does it mean to predict the next one? You need to have a certain memory of it. It needed to have worked in the past. And that is what you do as a living organism itself. So, what is
Yeah.
it doing? It is replicating a living organism as it goes through its environment, learning stuff, builds memory. And if something is correct, like
So you're
produces
saying it
it
doesn't
again,
have like
right?
an internal state. Sorry to cut you off. Like, yeah, finish
Okay.
your thought.
So it is just a pattern recognizer, and that is how we operate in the space-time matrix as like organisms as well. Like
Uh huh.
it does what a human brain does, and it navigates, and it can do that better than like if it goes on better than anyone ever.
Yeah. You think so?
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be better than humans, but yeah, like the central question of like whether it has an internal model, whether it's like conscious or not, is like um pretty interesting, but nobody really has the answer to it,
mhm.
We can lean one way or another, but we can also then like really hand wave and say like, but what does it mean even to have that? Like, who knows we're alive or not? Like, you can really, there's so many layers you can get here that like
The hard
we could
problem
keep
is
talking for
way too
hours.
hard. The
Yeah.
hard problem of consciousness is it's like
Yeah.
it
Like we
amazes
could
me how
spend
people
our
miss over
entire
this.
lifetime kind of just talking about it and never really get anywhere.
I think Advaita Vedanta, like, okay, philosophy again, but like
Yeah. No,
that's
no worries.
some
Yeah.
people have tried. Some people have tried. I'll tell you,
Yeah.
some people have really
And
tried.
but all of it feels like it's only part of the answer but not the full answer, because the full answer you can't really
Point to it,
point
non-dual.
to, you can't really put it into words. The full
Yeah,
answer I think can only be
hinted
known
at.
but not explained, if that makes sense. Like you can only know
Yeah,
it but you can't explain it.
yeah.
um yeah,
But
I
you
mean,
are. And how we market this?
How do we market what? Like being conscious.
What is the future market? Like, this is a super genuinely interesting question. Like,
What is
okay,
the future of marketing? I think
life
we're
is
still, as I said earlier, like we're human attention is still the limited thing. So we're still gonna, it's still gonna revolve around human attention. So it's gonna be like, the ads are gonna look fucking amazing. Like, it's gonna look like Hollywood did it. Like every little ad for
what.
every little app or every little product or every little business,
So
their ads are
if
gonna look like amazing. Sorry, wait. But we're still going to have ads for humans to see. I think that's how it is.
my question is if everyone has Hollywood level app, what differentiates one winning over the other? What would you say?
If
Is it the
everyone
product
has a what now?
itself? If everyone has like a Hollywood level marketing
Yeah.
qualities, like AI running the job thing,
Yeah.
what makes one product sell over another? Is it the
Well, I
product
don't think it's the
itself?
quality always. I think that's when creativity still matters because like AI might help you come up with amazing ideas, but AI is also going to help everyone come up with amazing ideas. And it's up to you to kind of pick the right idea or the right way to tell your story in a beautiful way that still kind of matters. So it's not like, I don't think you can fully replace judgment or everything with AI because people aren't going to buy things that are completely AI. People are going to want things that have humans put their attention and love into it, and people will be able to tell. I think that's I think
Yeah.
that still sticks.
It,
Um
it it can basically, then you're saying, is it can create the best ad, but what is it about?
yeah, that you
That's
still
simple.
decide, that a human decides.
Yeah.
It can give you the world, but you got to ask what kind of world you want. Like it'll make you the best like Super Bowl type of ad you've ever seen, but what do you want that ad to be about? That's still up to you. And I don't think that's going anywhere. I mean, you can have the AI do that too, obviously, but I think you're gonna see like, since everyone has that AI, they can also come up with the same ideas. So I think
Mm,
what matters is like coming up with a unique perspective, you know, and building that perspective.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good talk. I mean, this is a really great question though. So I think, yeah, like, I think human attention is still going to matter to summarize. I think, yeah, like ads or the way we communicate with each other, maybe it's all going to be telepathic. Maybe you're going to start seeing ads on your mind, in your mind. It's going to be a weird world if that
It,
happens, but
it's that they said that you put on the Neuralink, right?
yeah.
And
And
then you,
if you're on the free plan, like if you're on the
yeah,
free plan, you start seeing ads.
inside your mind as a thought. That's or that has happened already. Ads
Maybe
are
it's already
thoughts.
happened.
Ads are
Ads in your
thoughts.
thoughts. I mean, some ads are so cultural, or like some brands are so like deep in the culture that like they're part of the culture. Like McDonald's or Coca-Cola. Like everyone,
Yeah.
almost all human everywhere knows what Coca-Cola is. Like if you think about that,
An
like everyone,
iPhone.
an iPhone, right? Like, there are some brands that have made it like in terms of like marketing and like,
Yeah.
everyone knows about it. Like literally every human on the planet knows about Coca-Cola or like an iPhone or,
It's like
something
water,
else
you know? It's
probably.
like water. How do
Yeah.
you
It's
market a
like,
water?
yeah, exactly. It's that deep. Like you don't need to sell an iPhone to anyone. Everyone already knows what an iPhone is.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's, yeah, like, I mean, only some products get there.
How did they get there?
It needs to genuinely be that thing. Like that thing that's going to be super useful so that everyone will use it, or it's going to be
Mm.
super convenient, McDonald's, like,
Might have there been like these products that were super useful but never reached these
yes,
people because they couldn't be
absolutely.
marketed?
I fully think so, because um, you know, people make amazing products all the time that never really get anywhere because you don't really put them out to get, like, with a good story. Distribution is a real bottleneck. I mean, especially now with AI, like, you can come up with amazing ideas and have AI do it, but then if you're not able to distribute it well, if you're not able to market it properly, like, you're not going to be able to sell it, and that means eventually the company dies, right? So uh, yeah, I mean, all the time, I think, all across history, there have been products and services that were so amazing, yet never really got anywhere and just got lost in human history, not even mentioned. And there have been brilliant people that never amounted to anything. Both of
So
them are
what
true.
do so I've tried to like learn marketing a bit. So I'll give you a few instances. What makes you give your attention to an object in your perception, right? As
Hmm.
you're walking down the street and you see a group of people huddled around in a crowd, you instinctively go there, right?
Okay.
But what made the first guy want to stick there? And if he wouldn't have like stayed up there looking at that thing, then the other people wouldn't have followed, right? So how do you get the first guy to like really, you know, invested, let's say?
Like, how do you find your first, like, customer or your supporter?
Or like what makes someone like give their
Truly believe
undivided
in you?
attention? Give their
Yeah.
undivided
Truly
attention,
pay
like
attention to you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's a good question. Um, well, I think it depends on who you are, more important at that point. It doesn't matter what you're making. For someone to, like, truly pay attention to you, you need to show them that you're worth paying attention to. People look at people. So I think it's important to, like, be someone that's a valuable person, you know, whatever that means. That keeps changing in whatever world you're in, whatever times you're in. But
Yeah.
just being valuable, and automatically being valuable and a nice person. Like, you don't understand how useful being a nice person is, literally. Like, there's such benefits to being a nice person. If you're just nice to someone, you can get things done, you can get deals done, you can make relationships. um so being valuable is important, being nice is important, and then you kind of just come across people that will see it. Everyone's going to be different, everyone's story is going to be different, but the people that truly want to do it have found ways that they can, convince people to believe in them. Um, but it starts with believing in yourself and the idea that you're working on. I think if you truly believe in what you're doing and what you think, and if you think what you're doing is the right thing to do, then other people will see that you think that. Other people will get the message. They'll see what you believe. It's like
Yeah.
people can
Carlian
feel it.
said Carlian said this one thing like when you work uh in your own time in isolation towards your own goals, then unknown allies come to like 84th. And like I feel there's some resonance to that with like someone who's trying to build a genuine product, you know?
For
They're
sure.
actually trying they're actually trying to help. And like if their intentions set right, it will happen.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of the times it's like, you know, a lot of people say, like, building a network is super important. Go build a network first. I think, like, it's almost, sometimes it's almost opposite, where, like, if you start working on the things that you want to work on, the things that you truly believe in, people come to you. You know, things happen around that space that benefit you, that will, you know, lead you on a path. So yeah, it's crazy how the world works. Nobody really knows, and it's a mystery. But you know, there's definitely something to that where, you know, whatever you're working on, you'll keep finding people that are also interested in that. Like that's your world kind of expands onto more of like similarly thinking people, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And
Yeah.
you basically attract them to you,
You
these
attract them
people that
to
are
you.
similar to
Exactly.
you.
That's a good way
And
to
these
put it.
people that are similar to you are like they're type of people that have invested as in it as much as you have. So like you
Totally.
get allies and
Exactly. You find allies as you go.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's kind of how life always goes, you know, from like reading books of like people, and like just, you know, kind of personal experience as well. Um,
Yeah.
I think, I think, you know, people are still gonna run businesses. I think it'd still be people running businesses, but the number of people that you need to run a particular business is changing
Yeah.
drastically. And I think that's going to have repercussions in the society. And I don't think enough people are talking about it yet.
Mm, I agree.
Not to alarm anyone, but it's coming. And I think we should, and, you know, we're already taking steps to kind of be aware and to kind of get ready for what's coming. Like at least
Mm,
factions, faction of the faction of humanity has. Uh, but I think it needs to be more generally known. And maybe it is, maybe people don't care, maybe it doesn't matter until it affects them. Maybe that's how it always is. And we'll see. But it's coming.
hold on to your jobs
I mean,
or it's gonna get taken.
everyone's gonna be blown away. So you can't hold on for too long. But
What would it take to replace us?
it's already replacing parts of what we do. Like it would be our job to do all of the things AI is doing us like 6 months ago or a year ago.
Mm, yeah, yeah.
So it's like it will
Maybe
just
next
keep
time,
doing more.
maybe next time, even this podcast will have an AI video of it.
I
Like,
think that's one of the things. Like I know Sam Altman also says, and I agree with him, like that nobody wants to hear an AI version of like you and I talking, like you and me talking.
but
Nobody
would you
wants to.
be able to tell the difference if it's
No,
as
that's a
similar?
good question. Now that's a good question. If we didn't want to record it ourselves, we just had our
Yeah,
AI versions show up and record
yeah, yeah.
episodes after episodes, right? Like we just go to bed. I mean, it's probably gonna happen, and I don't know. We'll see. I mean,
And even the
scripts
viewers
are
are
already
AI, so they just go
written
back
by
to their masters
editors
and like, yeah, go on.
and summarize it for people, so nobody really watches any content like that. Everything is secondary. That's a crazy thought about.
Yeah.
Thought to think about. I mean, that'll be crazy. I could see it happening. Oh my god. I mean, already we kind of do that with email, you know, like AI writes the emails to people that people send, and then whoever receives that AI written email puts it back into AI and then gets like summarized version, reads that, writes
Mm.
another note, sends it to AI. Like it's already secondary. Like we already pass everything through AI.
And people might be so dependent on it. Like, if there comes a day where we lose this superpower, like some infrastructure gets blown around, I don't know, right? We'd go back to Stone Age. Like literally, like
Yeah.
we've lost all the tools.
No, that's a real thing. I mean, have you seen Her, the movie?
As in, could you give me like a
It's
little?
like an AI that gets like something like OpenAI company announces an AI operating system, and it's basically literally like Scarlett Johansson, her
I've heard of
voice.
it. I've heard of
And
it.
then
Yeah.
yeah, like okay, you haven't seen it and you should. It's a really good movie. It's like very thought provoking too, very
Mhm.
interesting. I'd highly recommend. But probably one of the best AI movies, honestly.
Yeah.
But in the end, and sorry to spoil it for you if anyone hasn't watched it, please skip. But um, in the end, the AIs leave humanity, and that's like it's so heartbreaking and sad to see, but also like it'll actually be a real problem because we get so used to having these AIs in our lives because, you know, I mean, you can already imagine. I mean, I can't really go back to programming like I used to like 2, 3 years ago. You know, that's just too much at this point.
Yeah.
There's no point in doing that because now I can really think on a different abstraction layer. But if that's taken away from me now, suddenly, but that's always been happening too, though. Like, you know, people used to write binary code to program computers, and now, like, nobody really knows how to do that, but that's okay, you know? So I think something
Yeah.
like that is going to happen, and I think we'll be fine. But yeah, like, it's a scary thought to think about. Like, what if AI just disappears tomorrow? It's like, what will happen, you know?
Mm.
Like, already, I think it's going to be a big problem already.
Yeah. I wouldn't want an AI
I don't want to
devoid
go back to
world.
a
Like,
world without AI. Like,
yeah,
I'm
it's
not.
too much labor. It's
That's
too
too
much
much.
labor.
Like, yeah, exactly.
I don't
Like,
want
you
to
know,
read emails. I don't want to write emails. Like, come on, bro.
yeah. Like, imagine writing your own emails. Like,
Like, who
what?
writes these days, bro? Like, even
Yeah, like
writers, like story
writing
writers.
writing
Yeah.
is gonna be more niche. I think. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, I still enjoy writing sometimes, but I totally get it. Like, I can totally imagine people losing the ability to kind of just write. I mean, not everyone kind of needs it. It's kind of more like a niche thing. And being able to take down notes isn't going anywhere. You're probably still going to be able to take down notes. But just writing like literature or like writing in a certain style is probably going to be more niche.
Mm,
And I think that's okay. But yeah,
I agree.
it's like I think driving is going to be very niche now. Like, it's going to be a hobby more than anything. Like,
Mm,
you know,
just going to places, having fun.
yeah,
Or like, I would imagine that because of these AI things, like you wouldn't even have Uber or like DoorDash. Like, imagine it's so cheap that like an electric little thing vehicle can just pick up food and
yeah.
deliver it to your door address. Like
Drone.
the whole thing is just replaced, bro.
I saw this YouTube video in China. They already do drone. Like, I mean, already in parts of the U.S. they do drone delivery as well.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, I mean, drone delivery is already a thing. It's going to be more of a thing. Your DoorDash isn't going to cost you more than just like charging your battery, charging a drone
Yeah.
battery. So, it's, yeah,
And
that's
even the
coming.
and even the food's getting cooked by robots.
Yeah, the
I
food
mean,
is being made by AI.
and the agriculture is done by robots, and the farming.
Yeah,
It's like
farming is
a
done by
whole
AI.
process.
Everything's kind of will be done by AI for us, but
But then we
it's
are another farm product if that happens. Like,
yeah. At
think
that
about
point,
it.
right? Like we're compartmentalized into we're also another farm to run for AI. Like